On average, 1/3 of people's waking hours are spent using their phone, as they look at it 5 times every hour for a total of 85 times a day. We are not only changing our phones every 2 hours, but our phones are changing us too. Make sure you watch this video until the end to find out how your phone could end your life. If you love your phone as much as we do, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today, we are showing you that this is what happens when you stop using your phone. Youre. With the popularity of cell phones came a new phobia called Nomophobia, the no mobile phone phobia. People suffer from anxiety when they can't use their phone. Most of them depend on their phones to complete basic tasks, and they don't know how they would do all these things without it. Others have a fear of missing out when they are not connected to the rest of the world. There is so much information on our phone that we feel like we are missing a part of our brain when it's not in our hand. And don't think that most people could easily take a cell phone vacation whenever they want. 58% of men and 47% of women suffer from nomophobia, and 9% more at least feel stressed when they are separated from their phone. 2 in 3 people sleep with their smartphones, and 1/3 admitted that they answered their phones during an intimate moment with their partner. But it gets worse. 1 in 5 people would rather go without shoes for a week than take a break from their phone, and more than half never switch off their phones. It might be difficult for you to stop using your phone, as you might feel really stressed, but you will feel much better after fighting nomophobia. We are not telling you that you should never use it, but turning off during an activity or while you're on vacation can help you feel happier without it.
Hey guys, we are so excited to announce we are producing our own original content. Head over to The Trendy for the best DIYs, fashion tips, makeup hacks, and so much more. We are sure you're going to love it, and be sure to let us know what you think in the comment section. We love to hear from you. See you there.
Your addiction. Turning off your phone might not be as easy as you think, because many people don't only suffer from nomophobia, they are also addicted. Some students tried to go through the whole day without using their phones, and only 50% of them were able to do it because the others were suffering from some kind of withdrawal symptoms. Some of them said that it felt similar to a phantom limb, while others said that they felt their phone vibrating even though they didn't have it on them, and others even admitted that media was their drug. They feel lost without and even think that they are addicted. And if you are playing games, it can even get worse. You probably already know that Candy Crush is one of the most addictive games, and they know exactly what they need to do to trick your brain. The game is so simple that even a kid can play it, but every time you accomplish something, it's experienced as a mini reward in your brain. It releases dopamine, which makes us feel better and encourages us to do the same thing again. Dopamine has a huge impact on our behaviors and can even change our habits to the point that we become addicted. Deleting useless apps that make you feel addicted is the first step towards recovery. Your posture. When we spend most of our days looking at our phone, our computer, and our television, it can have a big impact on our body. Spine surgeons notice that more patients suffer from neck and upper back pain related to the poor posture that they have when they are using their phones. Young patients who shouldn't have any problems are now suffering from disc hernias and alignment problems. In an X-ray, you would usually see the neck curving backward, but it's actually doing the opposite now that mobile phones are more popular than ever. But you don't have to worry too much, because there is a 20-second cure for the smartphone neck, and all you need is your own hand. Sit up with your back straight and your head right above your rib cage. Then, you need to push against the side of your head while keeping it straight, and hold it for 5 seconds. Your head shouldn't move, you just want to meet your own strength. Then repeat the same thing with each side of your head. By doing this every day, you will feel much more comfortable in your body. But the best thing to do is to simply stop using your phone. Anyway, if you ever find the strength to do that, you won't even need a phone to call the spine surgeon. Your sleep. If you're not able to sleep at night, your phone might be the problem. Scientists found out that the more you use your phone, the more likely you are to have poor sleep quality and less sleep overall. And it just gets worse when you use your cell phone near bedtime, and this is actually when people are using it the most. One thing that could explain this is the blue light coming from mobile phones and computer screens. It can suppress our body production of melatonin, which is a hormone that induces tiredness and also contributes to the timing of sleep-wake cycles. It stimulates you and makes you think that it's not the right time to sleep right now. This can have a huge impact on your health, as being deprived of sleep can cause our body systems to fail. It has an impact on our performance, our memory, and our attention span, but also our immune and endocrine system. A lack of sleep is also a risk factor for diabetes, obesity, depression, and cardiovascular diseases. Apple recently added a night setting to avoid the blue light, and you can also buy glasses that will work like a filter to help you sleep better. But the best thing to do is simply to stop using your phone at night. Try that for a week and you'll see a big difference. Your brain. We already talked about the impact that our cell phone has on our memory. It acts just like an external hard drive, and this is why we feel like we are missing a part of our brain when we don't have access to it. Having access to information simply by doing a little research in our smartphone also reduces our motivation and ability to remember things, as we know that Google will always have the answer. But that's not the only impact it has on our brain. A study found out that using your phone for 50 minutes significantly increases your brain activity. Some people say that heavy mobile phone users have 40% more chances of having brain cancer, but this study is still controversial. We do know that using a cell phone for a long time does have a direct impact on the brain's metabolism, but this is not the reason that it has carcinogenic effects. For now, experts say that just because the brain is stimulated doesn't mean that it's a health risk. We still need more studies to be done before we can finally get the real answer. No matter what, if you don't want to take any risk, we suggest you only use your phone when you really need to. Otherwise, you can at least say that not using your phone will have a positive impact on your memory. Your health. Earlier in this video, we already told you that the lack of sleep caused by phones can make you more at risk of having diabetes, obesity, depression, and cardiovascular diseases. We also know that spine surgeons reported more problems with the neck and upper back due to the poor posture of cell phone users, and it might even cause brain tumors, even though it's not proven. But that's not the only thing it can do. This sounds fun, but it should actually be taken seriously. Experts say that sore thumbs due to too much texting are now a modern-day nuisance. People suffer from stress injuries, pain, numbness, and discomfort. Some people can also be allergic to the metal components in their cell phones, and it causes allergic reactions if they don't know about it. If the music you're listening to is too loud, it can also damage your hearing. And surprisingly, healthcare workers who work in hospitals are even more at risk. That's because their phones are covered in germs that are dangerous to human health. After all, who thinks about cleaning up their phones? We think that we will start doing it now that we know about this. Or maybe we just won't use a phone at all. However, not owning a phone can actually be bad for your health. How will you call 911 if something bad happens? Your perceptions. Your mobile phone doesn't only have an impact on your body, but also on your perception of the world around you. If we ask you how many times you use your cell phone every day, most of you will probably say 40 or 50 times. But you actually need to double that number to be close to the actual number of times you look at your mobile phone. It just goes to show that we are so addicted that we don't even notice this anymore. It's an automatic behavior, and it's quite scary when we think about this. Using your cell phone also has a negative impact on your productivity, but not for the reason that you are thinking about. Just hearing a notification is a big enough distraction to make you less efficient. It means that even though you're not using your phone, just having it in your pocket can disrupt your performance. Technology also speeds up time as our personal time zone is affected by it, and it has an impact on our internal clock. It makes us impatient for anything that takes more than a second to achieve. We expect everything to happen as soon as we click on a button, and we are disappointed to see that it doesn't happen in real life. This is why you better turn off your phone when you work, or if possible, not use it at all. You will become much more productive. Your security. Hacking a phone is much easier than you think. All of your information is there, and when you carry it everywhere with you, you give people the opportunity to easily have access to it. No matter where you go with your phone, you are making yourself vulnerable, and we know that you are taking it everywhere with you. It's easier than you think to guess your password, and professional hackers can easily find many other ways to get what they want from you simply by hacking your phone. They can have access to your bank account, steal your private pictures, ruin your reputation online, and pretty much everything you would only see in your worst nightmares. We won't tell you how they are doing this, but we can at least tell you how to make sure that you're safe. Always use a password to make sure that no one other than you has access to your phone. Install software updates as soon as they are available to make sure that any vulnerability has been patched. Don't grant any permission to the apps you're using unless you really trust them, because they can easily have access to your camera or your microphone. Use a Find My Device service in case you lose your phone, and there are still many other things that you can do. When you think about it, not using your phone is probably the safest option. Your relationships. We all know how annoying it is when we are trying to spend more time with our friends, but they won't talk to us because they are already using their cell phones. We have to admit that we did it before too. You probably think that your phone gives you the chance to stay in contact with your friends no matter where you are, but it's actually ruining your relationships. If people are having a conversation while a phone is nearby, they will report lower relationship quality and less closeness according to a study. So you might have a new Facebook friend, but you probably won't talk to them anymore. And if you do fall in love anyway, it gets worse. Almost half of the people who are in a relationship said that their partner ignored them because they were too busy with their phones. 22% also think that it had a negative impact on their relationship. Many people said they were less satisfied with their relationship when their partner was overly addicted to their mobile phones. It's like they are jealous of the attention that the phone is getting while their partner doesn't have time for them. They don't really care about how much their partner uses their phone, but about how much they need it. Try to turn off your phone and let your partner show you another way to be turned on. Your life. Did you know that too many lives were already taken by cell phones? And we are not talking about brain tumors, as this theory has not been proven yet. But there are many other reasons why mobile phones can be dangerous. Talking on the phone or texting is now illegal in many countries because it's too dangerous. Just having a conversation reduces the amount of brain activity devoted to driving by 37%, so imagine what it's like when you are not even looking at the road anymore. It won't stop 80% of people from using their phones while driving anyway. And even if you don't have a car, using your phone while crossing the street can be really dangerous. A study proved that talking on the phone can make you 43% more at risk of being hit by a car. Is it really worth it? And it just becomes ridiculous when we hear that more than 70 people passed away in 2016 when they were trying to take a selfie. When we think that being addicted to our phone can make us do such dangerous things, we think that we will live a happier life without it. This is why you could live for a longer time if you stop using your phone. But how long can you last without looking at your mobile phone? Make sure you tell us in the comment section down below. We love to hear what you think. And that's it for This Is What Happens When You Stop Using Your Phone. For more stories like this, make sure you watch 10 new secret phone settings that will surprise you. Thanks for watching and see you next time.